What is up, guys? Welcome here, welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about this case behind me, because you know how in all the previous videos we've had this wooden case over here, but I've been looking for a case that can not only keep my Lego sets dust free, as well as light them up all in one, so I don't have to do this silly stuff or like I'm taping lights up, I'm like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm literally have been putting a blanket over, I put a blanket around the wood shelf because there is nothing that I despise more than dust on my Lego sets when I make a Lego set. And that is like the number one thing. Like, I want to display my set and I want to be able to enjoy it walking into my room and not have to take my blanket off, because that's literally what I do. I have literally taken a leaf blower, taken my sets outside and blown the dust off, because it's like so impossible to keep dust off of Lego sets no matter where you put them in the room. You can put them up on a shelf, you can put them down below, they're going to get dust on them. I wanted a display where I didn't have to worry about dust, as well as it could light it up and look nice in the room itself. I mean, we're paying a lot of money for these Lego sets. I want to be able to like showcase it. I have found a display that is called Brottar. Now, these are through Amazon, I think Walmart as well. I will have a link in the description of this video or a pinned comment of this set. And I just want to talk about my experience getting the set, putting it together and whatnot. I mean, I just want to kind of just ramble here with my thoughts on it, because it's like really important. This is like a really important piece of the Lego collecting community, in my opinion. Like, displayability is just as important as like the build itself, in my opinion. Like, how does it display, and like, is it like worth getting something like this to display? So as you can see, first off, it lights up. That is the number one thing that I was like, okay, awesome. I found a display that like lights up, because it lights up like from above it and down. Now, you can obviously change the brightness, which is very good, because in videos, I'm able to dim it. And obviously, if you have a room that you don't want it to be bright in, you don't have to put it the brightest setting. I'll show you the brightest setting here in a moment. So obviously, like I said, lighting, awesome. You have two strips of LED lights on the top of two shelving units. So you have one in the middle, lights under this one, then you have lights on top shining down. And then you have the glass shelves here and here, so that the light can shine through and get to that second shelf. That you can change it. You can change it to a warm, you can change it to a blue, and you can change it to a mix of both, which is like, to me, I like yellowy, more warmer tones for Lego sets, because I think it brings out the color more, which leads us into the color of the display itself. Now, I chose white. They make it in a black, they make it in a gray, and it's kind of like just a regular, just toned color. It's not like a woody look at all. I think the gray one might be like woodish grained look, but I chose white because obviously white looks best for Lego. Warm woods, yellowy warm woods, as well as white look amazing for Lego. It brings out the color. You can see how much color Lion Ice Castle has, the little pops of green and blue and red and yellow. It brings out the color so much better than a black case. So if you're going to look for a display for your Lego set, make sure that you're not just throwing off white because you're a fan of like the black tones of things, like black desk and whatnot. I think white definitely is where you want to go when it comes to displaying Lego sets. Now, next up, the glass or acrylic. It is legit glass. Now, this thing is literally made of glass. It is very heavy duty. This thing was shipped from New Jersey to Ohio. So the glass comes packed in styrofoam. The whole box will come styrofoam if you get this particular model. Because in this particular model, it has glass like on the sides right here. There's glass here, but this is acrylic. This is the part that's acrylic. It's built into this. And this is the part that's glass and goes around here. So it's kind of got a bit of both. It's all packed in styrofoam very well. It's 90 pounds. Like, this is not a little box. This is very heavy. I was able to obviously maneuver it myself. I was able to get it to my garage. I took it apart in the garage, brought it down here one by one, because you're building this whole thing. It's going to come out. It's going to come in a box this big, like this big, and like pretty wide. Obviously as wide as a shelving unit, a shelf, like from there to there. There's a ton of styrofoam in it, keeping it safe. It was kicked around a lot. none of the glass was broken, as you can see. But the styrofoam is a problem. Obviously, it's needed and it's used to keep everything safe and protected. Do not open the box when in your house. You need to do this like outside in your garage where you have a place to vacuum it up and clean it up after you're done, because the styrofoam is going to be like everywhere. It was bad. Even after taking it apart one by one down to my basement, there's styrofoam literally everywhere. I had to vacuum it up. You're going to be putting this thing together and there are going to be pieces of styrofoam all over it. It just is what it is. I'd rather be overpacked and like styrofoam be everywhere than get a box that has a shattered piece of glass in it and have to get a new one and have to send it back and all that kind of stuff. So that is something you're going to run into with styrofoam everywhere as far as like shipping goes and getting this thing to your house. Now next, putting this thing together was like very time consuming. The directions are fairly well done, but I ran into a couple places where I was like, wait a minute. Like it took me a second to really like get like what it looks like they're wanting me to do. Obviously, there's some parts of the putting it together process where it's like, oh man, I put it together backwards because now the lights aren't going to be the right way. And there's just, I put together an entire video of putting this thing together. The audio is not the best, but I will have that video up on my other channel, putting this entire thing together. It's like a 20-minute video. Really, you're only going to want to watch that if you actually are getting this thing and putting it together, because then you can like watch and build it along with me and like come across the parts where I'm like, okay, this is how you actually do this, because I cut all that out and made a nice concise video of how to put this thing together, this particular model. But I was able to obviously put it together entirely together by myself. Obviously, there's a lot of parts where it's heavy and it's kind of like you're dealing with glass and you're kind of like holding it up by your shoulder and you're like trying to screw it in, but you get everything you need. You get a screwdriver, you get all the stuff that you need to put this thing together. There's no reason to like be ordering tools and whatnot to put this thing together. You're getting everything you need to put it together. So that was like fairly like a long process. It was like 2 hours to put this thing together, and as well as like cleaning up all the styrofoam afterwards. Again, this is all explained in my big putting it together video. Now, as for the price, this thing came in at like $200. Now, looking at some of the displays that I've come across, they're like way more expensive than that when you're getting something with glass and lighting built in. And when you're talking about just a shelving unit from Amazon or IKEA, like people get like the Billy bookcases or one of the most famous Lego displays, it doesn't have anything to shield it from dust, which is one of my number one things I'm looking for. Those also don't have like built-in lighting. You're going to be getting like IKEA bookcases that are like this tall, as well as like 6 shelves for like around $80. So an extra $120, and you're getting built-in lighting as well as glass to keep it like intact and like dust-free. I really like this, what I've gotten for the price of it, honestly. Now, as for my overall thoughts on this thing, if I'm happy with it or if I'm not happy with it, if I would buy it again, I will tell you I am extremely happy with it. You will see it in videos for the foreseeable future. Hopefully you see more, because they make other displays where they make corner builds and stuff like that. Corner displays. So it'll be fun to just buy this shelf, because like sometimes it's like, okay, I got this shelf, now I got to get a different brand and like stuff doesn't go together right. This company, Brottar, through Amazon, they make different displays that kind of all go together. So you could make a wall of these displays and then have a corner piece and then like just put them together very nicely where they all look together very nicely. Like some of them, they have 6 shelves, some of them have 4, like this one. I got the one with 4 shelves. And they make obviously different ones with the sides where you can have a rounded edge, or you can have just a typical shelf look where it's not glass on the sides. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love the lighting of it, the way you can change it, dim it, make it brighter. You can even make it to where it comes on the lighting comes on when you enter the room, and like there's movement in the room, so it has a like human sensor where if you turn that off or leave that on, and rather leave the room, it'll turn off, and then once you get home, it'll come back on because it senses movement in the room. And like I'm really happy with it. I will be expanding my display with this particular display. Again, Brottar is kind of new. I don't hear anyone really talking about this display, and it's like I love it for Lego, for the dust, for the lighting, right? And it fits Lion Knight's castle. Some shelves, they're not, the previous shelf I had, the regular wooden one, I had to take the flag off Lion Knight's castle this one, it comes right to the tip of Lioness Castle flag. So that's really cool to see. Man, I couldn't be more happy with this display and how it turned out. It's everything I wanted. If I had to say what I would love for them to expand upon, it would be to make it to where I can make this, like, say, make this shelf come to like here somehow. I don't know how they would do it. They would have to make it, obviously, integrity wise, they would have to do it a certain way, but make it to where there's like a piece I can put in to where I can have like a bigger, taller set here. Like, I know a lot of people have Daily Bugle, have Avengers Tower, have Brottar, Lord of the Rings set, where I could put a big, tall set here and then have a small set on this side over here and then have a set up here, but then still have that big set over here. That would be cool to be able to display really tall sets. Obviously, you can take out this shelf and just put Brottar in the middle, but then it's kind of like you're wasting space. So it would be really cool to see that, as well as just seeing a normal people who have warm wood tones in their home. That would be cool to see, just a warm wood, just a natural wood look. I highly encourage you to look into Brottar Company if you're looking for a shelving unit and shelving display for your Lego sets that are dust free, easy to put together, and like you can expand upon. You can get a little one for the corner. You can get different things and just continue, because we're all Lego collectors here. We obviously want the best for our Lego sets after we've built them. And again, if you want to get a set, use the link in my description or the pinned comment, because that also helps out my channel. It tells them that, hey, you saw this display here, and it sent you to them through my channel and seeing this video. So that will really help all of us out and push everything forward. But yeah, I really hope that this helped you guys out. Again, I'll have a video for the whole build experience and the whole build step-by-step in my other channel. I will also link that in the description or a pinned comment. You can watch that if you purchase the display. Let me know if you have a display, if you like it, if you don't like it, if you're going to be picking this up. I'd be really interested to see, because it's kind of something that we really don't talk a lot about, but it's like one of the most important things to me is, how do you display your Lego sets and how do you keep them safe? How do you want them to look a particular way? And yeah, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to get on out of here, and I will see you in the next video.